Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Post Game Live. I am your host. Yes, I'm here. Your host, Big Mike. I'm here for Post Game Live after another great victory for your New York Knicks over the Indiana Pacers tonight in Game 2 of the second round of the Eastern Conference Playoffs. Knicks win tonight 130 to 121. No, I can't do this alone. I've got the Mad Producer Podcast Poppy in the building.
Mike has finally left the year 2003 and got a wireless mouse, so he's now in 2008.
Smooth transitions, though.
Trackpad.
Smooth transitions, though.
Except for when you were talking over that Nick logo.
Well, that was I just wanted it to. I just wanted it to breathe. I just wanted it to breathe. You have to see it. We know who won tonight. Knicks tape all day, man. Knicks tape all day. I'll leave the logo up all night. Don't play with me. I'll leave it up all night. I'll leave it right there. Nobody will see
it if you didn't, sir.
We will put it there all night. As what we'll just leave it there, and I'll play Bing Bong all night.
Bing bong, bing bong, bing bong.
I mean, I think we've moved past the Bing Bong Knicks. They're no longer that.
It's still fun when they win, though. It's still very, very fun when they get the job done. But yes, we're here. Like I said, Knicks win 130-121. They go up 2-0 in the second round. This was a tale of two halves for sure. Really, really just a tale of two. The Knicks started out hot, came out, punched Indiana right in the face. And then Jalen Brunson got hurt and, didn't look like nothing. He just subbed out. Oh, no big deal. Oh, he ran to the back. Oh, okay. Well, all right, we'll go retape your ankle or something. I don't know. And then the minutes just started going and going and going. And it was like, he's not on the bench, like, at all. And then as I was on Twitter, his dad, Rick Brunson, is also not on the bench, and he's in the locker room, and it's like, all right, what's this isn't funny anymore. Meanwhile, Indiana is just hitting three after three, and just although the Knicks weren't playing bad, they were still getting good shots. They just couldn't stop Indiana for that.
They were getting worked on the offensive boards early in the first half.
And they couldn't get a rebound.
And that's where Tyrese Halliburton got a good amount of his shots off, was off of open three-pointers, which is the tail of the second half. But once they were able to contribute on that side, it's like, okay, cool, now we can start to design things. The big problem with the first half, something I pointed out earlier, I was like, if the Pacers want to really stay in this game, Tyrese has to attack the basket. You have to really threaten that driving kick, and they just didn't.
They did not.
They just didn't. They were drawing plays for him early, and then they just stopped.
We're gonna. I know you probably don't because you wasn't here when he did this last time, but this is actually Breezy in the building as well.
Knicks and Sace. Knicks.
Is that fat Jalen Brunson?
Yes, it is.
That's Big Brun. That's Big Brun right there. Watch your mouth.
He's a chubby Jalen Brunson.
Be careful, Dylan. This version of James is very spicy.
Nah, this is Knicks and Sace right here.
I agree. Like, I'm not disagreeing here. I think the same thing.
Hey man, let it be known. Keep it clean. Track careful.
6. Knicks and 6. I'm not here to talk shit about the Knicks. That's not what I'm here for.
Not tonight.
Any night, even when they lost, I didn't talk shit about them.
Not tonight.
The last time I was out here, the Knicks lost, and all I said was the only bad thing was Jalen Brunson made a bad turnover, and that was it. Because
they should have won that game. They should have won that game too. Should be undefeated at home right now, but it's cool. The Garden is alive. So as I was saying, we was recapping the game. Then TNT got my blood going, showing the Willis Reed video. Did not realize that it was to the day, the anniversary of him coming out, dropping
things are just meant to be
two straight buckets on Will Chamberlain's head, and then
Clyde
And I will still go on record as saying, and then Clyde Frazier produced the greatest Game 7 in NBA history that
MVP
nobody
was
knows of.
Clyde's MVP. That was Clyde's Finals MVP that they gave to the Ghost walking out of the locker room.
Yeah, James hates the fact that Clyde did not get that MVP.
Because he deserved it. He deserved it. 1,000% deserved it. Like, you don't go out there and, like, if it had been any other time and any other person, it would have definitely went to Clyde. Like, it would have had to been like another great person. Like, it would have had to been like Jordan. So the only person to get the MVP over him at that point in time. Just because he walked out the locker room, he got the MVP just by walking out.
I wouldn't say that. I would say him dropping those 2 jumpers on Wilt's head to start the game is what won the MVP.
How many points did he end the game with?
4. Those 2 jump shots.
Are we doing this Roz thing where it's not when you score the points, it's just a matter of that you scored the points?
Exactly. Like,
that's what he's doing. That's what he's doing.
No, that's what you're doing.
No. He dropped those 4 points. He inspired the Knicks.
He hit 2 buckets and all of a sudden that's it? That's it.
The Knicks knew that they could win. Knicks knew that they could win.
It's not like he made them with like the last 2 minutes.
Exactly.
Set the tone.
You saw that
Set the tone.
What's the absolute like opposite of crunch time? Like, what's the opposite of crunch time?
Like, what?
Can we create that? Like, the opposite of crunch time when you just get all your points in the first 5 minutes of a game?
I mean, that's what Tyrese Halliburton did.
Exactly what Tyrese Halliburton did.
Tonight, because
somebody find Tyrese for me. Tyrese.
I'm starting to wonder. Jalen Brunson steps on the court and Halliburton just does not want to play anymore. Like, it's crazy. Because soon as Brunson left, all of a sudden he was hitting threes, jumpers.
He only hit like 2 threes when Brunson went down. He was still doing his thing out there in the first half. And then I started talking shit about Rick Carlisle in the fourth quarter of him just being a lost human. And I don't think I've ever been more right about something in my life, where he just forgot where he was. He needed a map. He needed a compass, an atlas, something. We need to find out where Rick Carlisle went.
Stan Van Gundy is on the bench screaming, "Where is TJ McConnell?"
It's the 6th man on the court. That's what it is. It's the crowd that Tyrese is scared of. It's the crowd. Once we start to get rowdy, he don't know how to handle it.
I mean, and that crowd, when Jalen came back, boy, that place turned into a different place. It was a whole different arena. Nobody's a Pacer fan.
I was about to say, I don't even know any Pacer fans.
Nobody's a Pacer fan. That's not a thing. No one anywhere is. Yeah, I root for the Pacers except for Mike.
Indiana. The only place you actually find Pacer fans are in Indiana.
That's it. They don't travel.
And they're bigger Hoosiers fans than they are.
Exactly. That the Pacers are just a cool little side note for them.
It's Pat McAfee. That's like the most famous Pacer fan.
I can't wait to watch Pat McAfee tomorrow, because he was talking a big game. Let's see how the refs plan on giving the Knicks the game tonight. Let's see what they're going to do tonight. Pacers going to get the dub.
To be fair, these refs suck. These refs in the first half were calling fucking everything.
So to defend Rick Carlisle, I would have lost my mind if they called a double dribble and then picked up the whistle. I would have lost my mind also.
You really don't got to worry about that if you're just...
The fact that it wasn't a double dribble is...
a bad call.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it's just...
The thing is, like, if you're going to reverse that call,
that's why.
Where's that kickball that gets reversed in game 1?
And I'm pretty sure that's what he was mad at. Because he's
yelling
he's yelling at the wrong refs. Those aren't the same refs from game 1.
And you guys know how I feel about blaming refs in games, right? It's lazy.
Because
it's very lazy to blame refs. It's very easy to blame refs. Instead of worrying about the double dribble that got overturned, worry about that you got Nembhard getting cooked and who hasn't shot a 3 in 10 minutes. Worry about Siakam missing all of his free throws and not making a single shot.
Like those
what are we like? Worry about the things you control. Don't worry about the refs. Easy.
I was waiting for Anthony to hop in the chat and say, what is it? Siakam is just living in the paint. When he said that last game, I was like, he has 6 points. What are you talking about?
Like at that point, Siakam, he took three straight shots, and they were all the same. Siakam's bag is just, hey, I'm gonna drive in, I'm gonna do a quick spin move, or I'm gonna post up, and I'm doing a fadeaway. His only move is his spin move, and this is for years. All I've said is like Siakam's really not that good. So like, and it just shows.
He's good. He's good.
Explain that to Knicks and Sace. Explain it to Knicks and Sace.
Knicks and Sace. Knicks and Sace. I hope I'm not too loud.
Like, why is Siakam on the floor when he's not boxing out, not making shots, not making free throws, but Obi Toppin is on the bench? Got 20, got a couple rebounds, got a couple offensive rebounds. Like, what are we doing? Like,
DNA badge.
Like, what are we doing?
He does, though. He got that from Tibbs. He got that from Tibbs.
Who gives a fuck? Get him off the court if you're not playing good. Like, why is Nembhard on the court, but Obi Toppin and TJ McConnell are not? You kept Nembhard on the court because he could shoot threes. He didn't shoot a single three in the last 5 minutes. So why is he on the court?
They should have kept Shepard in the game. He was fucking killing.
They should have kept McConnell in the game. McConnell scored like 4 straight buckets, was guarding Brunson the best that anybody in Indiana has.
I mean,
like, sure, he still got his buckets. He still got it, but he makes the buckets hard.
Yeah, I mean but that's what's gonna happen when you're a good defender and you're
like Brunson's a dog. He's gonna get
scored on. What's the you can't stop him. You can only hope to contain him.
Yeah, you can only hope to try to fuck his rhythm up a little bit. He's gonna do what he wants. He's going to do what he wants whenever he wants, as to seeing where he comes in and scores fucking 24 points in the second half. Like, make him work, and he made him work. And then you're like, you know what? I don't like it. Nembhard, go get him.
And then because Reggie Miller's an idiot, well, why don't they just trap him? Stan Van Gundy. Well, if they trap him, the Knicks might get a 3. Nah, they should trap him. Next play, they trap him. 3.
The problem is not that they trapped him. The problem is where they trapped him.
Too high up.
They trapped him way too high up. So now you got these losers on the back end who just get lost on every screen. So it's just like you can't cover the corners. You can't box out. You're just creating bad opportunities because you're like, hey, get him with the second he crosses half court. Brunson's not shooting like Steph. He's not shooting from the logo. You don't need to get him that high.
Yeah, he's getting the ball out of his hand if it's that high.
Don't let him get that. Like, it's just dumb. It's just, I want this series to be good, right? I want Knicks in 6, but I want this shit to fucking last. I want this to be a good series.
Dylan, I don't mean to Kanye West you, but Mr. Torres, don't let the professional fool you. Cyber fucking Yeti, sir, you have some nerve coming in here after the Yankees smiggity smacked your Astros again, and I think the ball Stanton hit is still in the air somewhere.
It might have finally dropped below fucking 70 miles per hour.
I think it's still somewhere in orbit. It might land in Minute Maid Park. It might have just hit it back over there.
It's probably at Jerry World right now.
Oh my god.
Shout out to the Yankees. Beating up on the Astros always does the heart good.
Dog shit out of them.
Always does the heart good. We love it. I'm not gonna lie to you. We up right now. New York is we up right now. I despise your hockey team.
Yeah, mention them. Do it.
I despise your hockey team, but they are up 2-0
in a big overtime win.
Double
overtime win.
Double overtime.
I
don't know if you guys out there
Where
watch
the devil's
hockey.
at? Pussy.
Playoff hockey is so fun. So fun to watch. Overtime playoff hockey, I dare you to find something more thrilling than that. because you can feel that tension when it's the overtime in the playoffs in hockey. You can feel it.
I was picture on my PS5. Picture. Imagine that. Yo, imagine the nerves that was going through me right at that point in time, watching the Rangers game on mute with the Knicks game on primary and seeing what was going on. Like, what? Tap dancing? Are you talking about tap dancing on my heart?
Listen, the best part is my stepdad's a die-hard Ranger fan. The biggest Ranger fan I ever met in my life. Him and all his family. And I have to check on him from time to time to make sure his heart's still going. Because he is a miserable human when the Rangers are on. And especially when it's close. My mom called me today and she was like, let me tell you something. Chris was just a big piece of shit yesterday. Just a big piece of shit. She's like, but they're doing great. I'm like, hey, they got a chance. We got it. We're here. We're up 2-0. This is a good feeling. New York is hot right now.
Carolina's a good team now. I don't think that series is over yet, but Carolina better win tomorrow. Or it is over.
Shut the fuck up.
What did I say?
You said they better win. Don't put that energy in the world.
Did you just stop the sentence?
Yeah, that's
they
all I care about. You said
win,
something dumb.
Or the series is over. Like, what are we talking about here?
But we don't want the if they win. We want the series to be over.
That's a factual statement.
Fuck your facts.
It's actually praising you guys.
You said
I'm saying
they better win. No,
they don't win, the Rangers are going to end them.
But we don't want them to win.
All right, I'm not doing this with y'all. I'm not doing this with y'all.
You put the energy out there, so fuck you.
I'm not doing this with y'all. Just don't even want to listen anymore.
No,
Cyber.
We hate.
You might be right. The Texans might have sacrificed the Astros to get this Super Bowl because the Astros have fallen off a cliff. They're
bad.
I was gonna say they're flirting with it, but you know what? Yeah, they stink. They stink right now. They stink, and I'm here for it. I couldn't happen to a better franchise. Couldn't
There's still one more franchise I'd rather it happen.
There's one more franchise it could happen to, but they stink too.
Who might be that, guys? Who might that be?
The Red Sox. The Red Sox. Like, what are we doing?
I'm just making sure.
Okay. And then the Reds. 7-game losing streak.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But we have to report it every day, right? Isn't that what the thing is?
Yeah, whenever a team loses, we have to report it.
You're fake, right? You're phony. You're not a real fan.
Wins and losses.
I've already pointed out a fraudulent behavior today.
That's what I thought. Doesn't matter. We raised the banner today. We lit the beam. You guys don't know, but we lit the beam today. It's a great day whenever we can light the beam in the chat. It's a great day. Whenever we can light the beam, it's a good day. But it's the only game. So the Knicks come back, and as soon as it got to 5 minutes, I was comfortable. I don't know about you, Knicks and Sace. I was comfortable because I've seen this story. And it played out the exact same way, except the Knicks just kind of pulled away this time. The Knicks went up 8 or 9 with 3 to 4 minutes left, they do every single time. The other team calls a timeout. They come out. They hit a 3 to put us right back in this elevator that the Knicks like to fight in. But tonight, the Pacers just couldn't hit a shot after that. They just couldn't hit nothing else.
It's too much.
The game gets close, and they have no identity at the end of the game.
And the Knicks know exactly what they're doing.
And the Knicks know exactly who they are as well. The Knicks know exactly, hey, we know what we are. We know what we're going to do. We're going to grind you into dust. Have fun.
Yep. We're going to run Brunson, and y'all better not double team because we got a sniper on each side that can hit it. And we're going to grind on the rebounds, and that's just it.
Yeah, and I was telling Mike before we got in here, Precious in this lineup may be a problem because then you have a third offensive rebounder who's going to crash.
Mm-hmm.
And the Knicks' best offense outside of Brunson and Prey is 3-pointers off rebounds. Threes off of the offensive boards.
I just want because Reggie Miller said that during the game, and it felt like shade. It felt like shade when he said it, though.
But is that because you hate Reggie or
Well, that's I'm trying to see how you took it.
no? Because he's right.
It
Like
felt like shade when he said it, though.
the offense is going to like Brunson for 4 straight games scored 40. Like, and he would have scored 40 again if he played more minutes in the first half, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like Brunson, and he's doing it efficiently. So your offense is, hey Brunson, go get us a bucket, and then if you miss by the power of God, if you miss, we got guys who are going to get offensive boards to get the other guys points.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes a miss is the best offense you get with the Knicks, and it's a great point because it's the truth.
I don't want to jump the gun or anything like that because it's only game 2 in the series of 7. But if we were to win this series and we'd be headed to Boston, because I think they're going to sweep Cleveland. I do think they're going to sweep Cleveland. But if we get to the Eastern Conference Finals, that is an interesting matchup because Drew Holiday is a strong big guard.
Mm-hmm.
And they can rotate
And they
guys.
can rotate Brown.
And Derek White, who is
Derek
having
White,
a
who is
fantastic
just, I don't
playoff.
know what he's on right now, but
Derek White all season has been like really fucking
he's
good.
been on this all season.
Really,
and it's not just
fucking good.
offense; like he's playing defense too at an elite level. I don't
He's
know
one of the
what
best point of attack
I-
defenders in basketball for the last 2 years.
I feel like we should steroid test him because I don't know who this man is.
He cut his hair. He got rid of that fucking trash hair because his hairline was at the top of his head, and now he's a psycho.
Guy's confidence builder. He
Confidence
cut off
builder.
what it was embarrassing him about.
Yeah, he was getting bullied because of his hairline. He said, "Fuck you, I don't have hair." And now he's on it. This is the point I made to Mike was the Celtics will out talent you guys, but they're also not scared to have that talent work. And they work the same way, not to the extent that the Knicks grind to dust because these guys are playing 40 minutes plus a game, but they're able to also attack the offensive boards, play defense, do all these things. So it's going to be very interesting, especially with, again, probably going to sweep Cleveland or gentlemen sweep Cleveland with Jason Tatum not playing great. And then you have this lingering issue now with OG in the hamstring. And I hope it's not anything serious, and I hope he's able to go in there and he's not a shell of himself the way I'm always going to refer to hamstring injuries and go back to Nets Bucks in 2020. But the way that injury really changes the tone of a series, especially when OG was brought in to be this guy in a series against Boston.
And by the way, we would be doing a disservice if we didn't point out OG was
balling
in the first half.
This goes back, which I want to go back to the last time I was on Post Game Live, and I asked you how you felt about OG's game and if he was passive. And if he could pick his spots, he could be that offensive spurt that you really need instead of having to sometimes rely on Josh Hart and Dante getting 20 off of offensive rebounds. If you get another guy who could get their shot, then it's good. And again, and really the biggest loser here is Julius Randle, because if you're able to get OG Anunoby locked into a contract and he could give you 18 to 20 while the Knicks grind guys to dust, you could go send Julius Randle to Siberia and recoup whatever assets you get to get even deeper, or get a different big to rotate in there with some of these guys, or more versatile big on the offensive side if you want to go that way. But
I just hope that OG's injury isn't from fatigue, because he was playing a lot. He was doing a lot more than he normally does. He had 28 points in 3 quarters. That's a lot.
I thought it was a cramp. It looked like a cramp.
I saw him, the way he was grabbing it, I was like, oh no. Because at first I thought it was his quad.
Yeah,
I thought it was his quad at first. And then once he was walking the way that was, I was like, oh, that's not cramp walk. I've seen that. That's a walk I don't like.
Mm-hmm. I don't like it either.
Again, I want OG to be healthy because you really need that in the next round where you have these wings who are big and strong. So, because especially like Josh Hart, as good as a defender and effort it is, he just doesn't have the height.
Yeah, because Siakam was shooting over him. He just stinks. He just stinks.
Cheers.
So, so I mean, and Jason Tatum will do the exact same thing, except Jason Tatum doesn't stink.
Right now, he stinks.
But
even still, like I'm not like he's playing fine. He's not needed to erupt for 45 because the Boston Celtics supporting cast is insane. Like Jason Tatum doesn't need to play great when like Peyton Pritchard's nailing logo threes. Like, what am I supposed to do with that?
Jaylen Brown's getting 30. Derek White's getting 25. Like,
Al Horford scoring 15 off the bench.
It's just too easy for them right now. It's going to be tough to win an MVP with all these guys doing this, but he going to mess around and let Jaylen Brown steal his MVP.
Hey, man.
Or let Derek White come in here and steal his MVP.
That's the one you need to worry. That's the one where Twitter is taking that one and running with it. They said Derek White has taken the keys of the Celtics team from Jason Tatum.
Tragic.
And it sucks because I'm a Jason Tatum defender because he's really good at basketball. But, like, right now he's not. So it's like,
even so, he's so good at basketball and he's playing unselfish because I know a lot of superstars that would be like, fuck it, I'm going to get mine. I'm going to make sure I get mine.
For the better of the team, it's better if I just kind of stop.
Exactly. He's just like, no, I'm going to chill.
Y'all got some defense. I'll try to get some boards here.
And that's what he's playing defense. Like, we're not talking about that either.
It's the Cavs, so you really only need to play defense on one person.
Exactly. I'm about to say, and he's not out here Kawhi Leonard, but he's playing defense.
Everybody down!
But he's doing his job. So
he's doing his thing.
I already said I think Boston is a very good team. We're all just here right now. I mean, Dylan, you already know my finals matchup is set. I already said this a couple weeks ago, but it's playing out just like I thought. The two number one seeds are going to play out. Everybody's all rah 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 over Minnesota. That team in OKC.
Minnesota's better than Oklahoma City.
You're gonna see in a couple weeks. And I got
Minnesota is
Gatorade
better than
and I got Gatorade
City.
on it. And I got Gatorade on it.
Too. I believe they are too.
I got Gatorade on it.
Listen, I know we're gonna get into this, but your free throw merchant, you're not gonna have a shot there.
Okay.
Your guy averaged 30 points, shoots 15 free throws a game. I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear that shit.
Gonna have Rudy Gobert in hell. That's what's gonna happen.
Most people will. Most people will.
Do we want to do that right now, Dylan? Do you want to? It's tough to bash him. But
don't worry. Well, not that one. I was gonna bring this up. Had this ready. This
bothered me too because
this bothered me a lot.
World, like I'm on record. I think SGA is the MVP to me.
I said that he probably was going to win, like 2 months ago? I was like, hey, don't be surprised if this guy wins. But this doesn't surprise me at all.
The voting is what bothers me. Because
the voting is insanity.
This goes right back to what I was saying about the Rookie of the Year. It doesn't make... These guys are just voting off of narrative. They're not even... It's like they're not even what?
Yeah,
Joker won this MVP 2 months ago.
They go on autopilot.
He won it 2 months ago, Dylan.
I think
nothing that they could do. How does Anthony Edwards for the last 6 weeks of the season?
No, that's what I'm mad. That's what I'm mad.
Doesn't make sense.
I think there are 3 legitimate people who could have won this MVP. I think there are 5 who needed votes for first place. Right? Your 3 that should have won were Jokic, SGA, and Luka. Your 5 who needed votes were those 3, Brunson and Ant. Those were the ones who needed votes.
So you didn't
think
SGA
it's a crime.
Wait,
I think it's a crime that Edwards didn't get a single first place vote. I think it's a crime that Brunson didn't get a single first place vote. I think it's insanity that Giannis got one vote.
He played
Absolute
like
insanity for Giannis to get a vote, and he played like shit to Giannis standards. But
I would say he still had a good year, though.
for
He didn't have a
Brunson
bad
to
year.
not get a single vote to get this Knicks team off of his back as the 2 seed is incredible.
There's
Incredible
nothing
that didn't fucking happen.
There's
For
nothing that
Anthony
anybody-
Edwards
Yeah.
for Anthony Edwards to put this team offensively on his fucking back
When Cat got hurt.
when Cat got hurt, who came back the last week and a half of the season to be the 2 seed? 3 seed? 3 seed? That's insanity.
And they're the 3 seed by 1 game. They could have been the 1 seed by 1 game.
It's insane to me.
What's
it's
crazy to
absolutely
me-
insane to me.
What's crazy to me is that the fact that there's nothing that they can say to me to make me believe that they don't look at playoffs while making this award
Which
happen.
is so ridiculous.
Because if they weren't looking at playoffs, then why not present these awards before the playoffs start?
Which they should.
This
Exactly.
doesn't make any sense.
Which they absolutely should. Like, I get why you put Jokic there. I get why that, like, I understand that.
Oh, they swept the Lakers. Oh, they beat the Lakers.
Like, you don't, but again, playoffs, this is the Anthony line of thinking where it's like, oh, he shouldn't won MVP. They did this in the first round, or they're now down 2-0. That doesn't matter.
It's a regular
We
season
heard that
award.
last
It's a
year.
regular season award.
It's a regular season award, so the playoffs shouldn't matter. They should either do, well, actually, you should only do it directly after the season before the playoff starts. You can't do it after the season because then there's too many recency bias things about the guys who are just playing in the finals, et cetera, and then it's just going to get just to be a fucking mess.
What makes it even funnier is, like, if you look at all the other things that make this a thing, right? Like, for instance, 2K. When the season's over, they present their awards right before the playoffs start, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the difference? If that's the rule, if they put it in the game as that like as if that's the reality, why don't we get that in reality?
I don't know. But, like, I'm not going to kill Jokic for winning this award because at the end of the day,
He had a great season.
he didn't do anything besides play basketball. And if it were up to him, he wouldn't even want to win this award. Just keep my name out of it. Don't vote for me. I like horses. That's all he cares about. That's all he's going to do.
He would have been in the top 5 for me. He still would have been in the top 5. I don't have a problem with that. It's the gap. Like
The
like
gap for votes is insane. But
it's
again,
narrative-driven.
SGA is a free throw merchant. So I don't know.
Dylan, what does that have to do with MVP?
His stats. Because that, again, the guy averages 30 and shoots 13 free throws a game.
I don't think that has anything to do with the fact that he's the best player on the best team in the harder conference.
Is it a best player award or is it a most valuable player award?
What happens if you take him off of them?
Who knows?
They were a 500 team in the few games that he missed.
And they were a playing team last year. So, like, it is what it is, man. At the end of the day, the 3 players that were in the 1, 2, 3 should have been the finalists in this, to be honest. Like, I'm not going to cry about it on it. Do I think Jokic shouldn't have won by as much as he did? That's insane. So if we're going to have a problem with anything, we got to have a problem with the voters because that's just wild to me. Absolutely wild to me. But again, how does Brunson not have a single first place vote?
Doesn't make sense.
As the non-Nick fan on here, but as the really big Jalen Brunson fan, I don't get it. I just don't get it. Like, that Jokic won 64 more votes than the second place guy is insane. It's just insane, the margin. Hey, I get it. He almost averaged a triple-double and was like 50, 35, and like 80 something from the fucking free throw line. Like, that's sick.
Okay. Kyrie was 50, 40, 90 this year. So, what do we... Okay.
Again, I wish they really cared more about 50, 40, 90, seeing how there's only like 16 guys who have done it, and Kyrie's one of like four people who have done it more than once.
It's an unbelievable thing.
But Kyrie will never be involved in any of these conversations because the league hates him.
The league does hate him. It's going to be hard
50,
for
40,
him.
90 is a Nash and a Dirk stat right there.
It is absolutely Nash and a Dirk stat, but it's like an insane thing to do.
Yeah,
it is.
It is an insane.
It's what it's Bird who's done it multiple times. Kyrie's now done it multiple times. Kevin Durant has done it multiple times. Steve Nash and Dirk. I think there might be one other player.
I don't know if Steph's done it.
He's coming.
I don't know. I'd have to check.
Close.
I don't know if Steph's done it, but he literally would be the only other person I could think of that could do it.
At one point in time, Steph was shooting 50, 90 one time. I remember that.
But
then he fell off.
That's scary. Like 50, 90? Come on.
Steph did it.
Steph did it because he's the greatest shooter.
Steph did it in his MVP season, his unanimous MVP season.
Mm-hmm.
Steve Nash done it 3 times. God damn.
Mm-hmm. Steve Nash.
Steph only one. So yeah, it's Durant, it's Kyrie, it's Nash, and Bird. Those are the only people who've done it more than once. Like that should actually be celebrated more. That's ridiculous. But again, that'll never get you on MVP ballot. Efficiency doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
I can't believe Durant got one single vote and it was a 5th place vote.
I can't believe Demonis Sabonis got like how
he got a MVP vote and a Defensive Player of the Year vote.
I can make the argument at least for Defensive Player of the Year because he is a good defender. How is he MVP on a team that finished 10th, 9th? How?
Russ won MVP on an 8 seed.
I don't think they were the 8 seed.
They were a low seed.
I think they were a 6.
Somebody just wasted their vote because they didn't want to give it to Joker.
But I'm like, if you're going to give Sabonis...
I'm surprised Paul Pierce didn't get a vote.
You're going to throw away that vote. I can name a bunch of people that I would put ahead of Sabonis.
Brunson.
Yeah. Yeah, Brunson has his one vote.
I would have gave Kyrie the vote before I would have gave Sabonis that vote.
Nah, man, give it to Brunson. Knicks and Sage, man. I'm not taking no disrespect.
Hey, Breezy, while we have you here, has anyone found French yet? Is he still missing?
Yeah.
He's still missing in action? Okay, I was just wondering.
Still missing in action.
Eat culture.
If anyone finds him, let him know he still owes us a wheel spin though.
Yeah.
And honestly, he owes us 2 because going winless is just nah.
Oh, he went winless in the
winless.
Him and Flo.
Nah, Flo got one. Flo
got one. And Flo gave up. Flo actually gave up.
Flo stopped paying attention like the first week.
Yeah, he told me once he started losing, he stopped doing his lineup. And I was like, you got a Wilson on this, right?
He was never in danger. He
was like, yo, the draft is fun. See ya.
Yeah.
Crazy. Like, did not win a game.
French has been ducking every. We've hit the chat with the quote from Pat Riley. If you're not on the court, you should shut your mouth. And we were saying, yo, French, where you at? And he hasn't said a word.
You can actually tell Flo actually got 8 wins.
8 wins that out of the league and not doing a lineup.
So he drafted. He still did a decent job. 0-20.
What? Fuck him up, Doc.
I got the Defense Player of the Year votings up here.
Yeah, I didn't see that one. Can you make the screen bigger, sir?
Nope. I cannot.
Yeah, I saw Victor finish second, which I guess you lead the league in blocks. I guess you.
I was about to say
Diaz
you
in
should,
there.
and I think he had like more blocks in a single season than I think anybody.
But
like,
you
it's
know what?
insane.
You know what my problem with Defensive Player of the Year is, though.
They
Let's
give
just
it to
look
rim
at all
protectors.
the. Let's just give all the centers Defensive Player of the Year. Like we don't got Drew Holiday out here clamping people up. We don't got Derek White out here clamping people up. Like
Mm-hmm.
The
there
fact
are
that
guys,
Giannis is even on here, Giannis got a vote, and it's still like insane to me.
there are guys out here that play defense and stop the ball. They don't even get considered. Like it drives me crazy. Like I honestly can't even take this award seriously. Like
It's the Rudy Gobert Award. Like, how can we honestly sit here? Rudy Gobert is now tied for the most defensive players of the year ever.
And
Yep,
that man would not be on anybody's all defense. Like no one's when you think of defense, I'm gonna put this guy out here. He's gonna get. No one thinks of him.
And every player's like, yo, he's really not that good.
And the NBA players will all tell you he's not that good.
His own teammates said he'd rather dunk on Rudy Gobert than Kristaps Porzingis at one point. Oh,
I mean, the only thing I can say in his defense is that he's playing very well this series.
and he was like the driving force in the league's best defense. So like that matters. I understand that. The thing I hate with like when you get to like defensive analytics is they really value rebounding in like your defensive rating.
That's
and that shit is so fucking stupid. That shit's it's so rebounding doesn't make you a good defender. Like it doesn't.
On top of everything, like it's like if Josh is getting his praises because of his offensive rebounding and his grit on the defensive end. It's part of that's the last part of being of getting that award is rebounds.
It's I that's where it's like I disagree with that. I hate that part of the award. Because if you're just a good rebounder, you're automatically like in a good spot. You just have to now just like protect the rim a little bit, and then you're going to be on this list here.
It's still a hard thing. It's a very hard thing to do because a lot of people are not good at getting rebounds. A lot of people are not good at going after the ball.
It's annoying because Rudy go. Like I have to put Rudy Gobert and Ben Wallace in the same fucking conversation.
Not even
put them in the same conversation.
To be honest, this year's defensive player of the year, even though it probably would have been like something that would have never happened, and it probably happened before, but I could be missing it. But it should have went to Victor. It should have been to Wemby.
Yes, I agree. If that would have happened, Mike would have been in a fucking spiral. Mike would have just been spiraled with hate.
That weekend meme.
He's like, what are we doing? They won like 10 games. But he like
2 games.
Victor Wembanyama, I think, had more blocks this year than most teams did.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's insane.
He did play his ass off.
He had a great season.
Now the thing is how does he develop? How does he get better?
Mm-hmm.
Because they're going to be looking for that. Every single person is going to be looking for that.
How does he transition his game into just like the individual stats into wins?
But I said this early on in the season when we see one game doing something and another game doing something else. I felt like Pop has him for a couple years before he retires, and he's like, this season, just go out there and test your skills. Just go out there and test your superpower. See what you can do on the offensive end tonight. Tomorrow, see what you can do on the defensive end tonight. And then, like, he's just going to pull them all together and make them a specialist in one thing eventually.
Yeah, see what the league lets you do.
Mm-hmm.
See what these guys are going to let you do. To Mike's chagrin, I think the play that really ended any hope of Chet winning that, even getting votes for that award, was that last San Antonio OKC head-to-head game.
And that game bothers me because Chet was giving it to him also, but no one shows those highlights. It's like it.
But it wasn't
exist.
as again.
Who won the game?
He didn't have as many stats as Wemby.
The game?
Didn't the Spurs win that
The
game?
Spurs won that game.
The Spurs
I
won
don't
that
know.
game.
I don't know.
Yeah, because we were
The Spurs
talking
won that
about it like live. The
gotta
Spurs won
get
that
this game.
game, and Wemby had better stats than Chet. Chet could have been given to him, but they were not as good as
They were going at it, but yeah, Wemby had
Wemby
the
had
last
more
laugh.
blocks, he had more points, he had more rebounds.
I was tight because I was
Wemby won the
rooting for Chet
matchup.
this year. I was rooting for Chet to win.
I was rooting for Chet too, and then I was like, you know what? I
You
just
were
got a
not
feeling.
rooting for- You were
I,
not.
Chet,
rooting for
I
Chet.
changed my rookie of the year pick. I was
It
going
was
to
like
pick
after
Chet.
game 1 of the season, you changed.
I saw preseason. I was like, "Yep, it's over. We're done."
So how
I
are
was
you
gonna-
rooting for Chet?
Thank you.
I like Chet.
What?
I like Chet.
Preseason, you gave up that.
I gave that up. Yeah, I saw that Warriors game. I was like, "Yeah, it's a wrap." Sorry, Chet. Sorry, Chet. This
only thing
is
I
the
don't
second
understand.
time I picked a guy. So between Anthony and Mike, they have both said Anthony picked Brock Purdy for MVP. Mike said the field for Rookie of the Year. Not only is it the second time that I've won a bet like that or a pick like that, it's the second time where it's unanimous that none of Anthony's pick didn't get a single vote for MVP, and then none of Mike's picks, the entire field. At a however many rookies that are in the NBA, not a
That was
single one of
also
them got
a
a single
narrative.
vote.
That was such an when
Yeah, that was crazy.
I saw that I was like, that's disgusting. Like that doesn't even make sense. It doesn't
That was
even make
crazy.
sense. Like that's again just laziness. Just I don't know. Everybody's talking about Wemby, so I guess I'll just pick him.
Who's your rookie of the
But
year?
again, what's the
Wemby.
award? Is it what rookie is the best rookie, like individually, or is it most impactful rookie?
Nah, oh my god.
That's where it's like we have to understand what the award is. I understand what the award is,
Which is the best rookie?
which rookie has like the best stats,
The best rookie.
not the most impactful rookie.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense to me.
Mike,
my argument,
look at the award.
is
Look at how the award has been given out.
It's been
my
narrative
argument
driven
is
for
still
years.
the same though.
It's
I
been
mean,
like that for
I'm the
20
same.
something years.
It's been
I'm
narrative
the
driven
same
for years.
wagon with Mike. I still feel the same. I feel like if you put Chet in a situation where he has the reins to do whatever he wants, he does almost the same thing as Wemby did this season. Because the thing is, Wemby they didn't have any aspirations of being a good team this year.
None.
No, they did.
Put-
They just stink. They just stink.
No, they didn't, Mike. No, they didn't. You can't even.
James.
You cannot sit here and believe that yourself. They didn't have any aspirations of being good.
I
What do
had
you mean?
aspirations of them being
They
good.
stink. What are you talking? So y'all are trying to tell me they were throwing games?
No, what I'm saying.
No,
is
they just weren't good.
They weren't.
That's what I
good.
just said. They stink.
I said
I
they
just
didn't
said
have-
that.
No, I said they didn't have any aspirations of being good this year, and you said yeah they did. They just stink. They didn't have aspirations. They were bad. They knew they were bad.
You're saying man.
I knew this season was over when they just insisted on playing Jeremy Sochan at point guard. Once they just insisted
Yeah,
playing
they
him
were
at
just
point guard, I was like,
seeing-
"Oh, this
they
is
were-
just insane.
This season was a project for them.
This is wild shit, Pop. This is wild shit. You high right now? What are we doing?"
I mean, what they thought they was getting. They already begged them to come back this season.
The players on that team are not very good.
they got a couple guys on there.
Nah, they got a couple guys.
They got a couple hoopers on there. It's just you can Wemby could have easily averaged like 25 this year. And the reason why I say that is they just did not know how to do an entry pass. They literally couldn't get him the ball where he needed to get the ball.
He be throwing his hand up in the air like Ali from the 3-point line, and they're
And
just
like, "No. I'm incapable of making that pass, sir." Jeremy Sochan shoots free throws with one hand. Like, I can't take this anything seriously with that man. I can't do it. I can't. And that was their starting point guard.
I traded his ass immediately. He was on my team. He was doing all right in the beginning, and then as soon as they made him point guard, his stats fell off the earth. I was like, goodbye.
Pop was drunk. Pop was drunk. I'm convinced Papa's drunk. Yo, Victor, do your thing.
He hasn't
I'm
been
just
doing
gonna
something
sip some of
good
this
in
bubbly.
practice.
And like,
Been
it's
doing
not even a
something in
good
practice.
draft to like tank for either.
I don't think
That's
he's
what's the
tanked.
crazy part. It's not like purposely tanking. It's like, yeah, you don't have the aspirations of winning, so we're just gonna throw shit at the wall and see what sticks. But like, it's not a good year to do that because the draft class really isn't that good. So I'm interested to see what the Spurs do in the offseason with the money that they have, with the players that are available, what they plan to do. To see what they can do to build around Wemby and maybe get him a true point guard who could get Wemby the ball. Have him eat 10,000 calories a day to put on some weight.
What's that? What was their 2-guard, 3-guard that was doing pretty well this year?
Devin
Vassell.
Vassell, it's my guy.
Yeah, he was on my team all season.
He's a hooper.
Mm-hmm.
Keldon Johnson's also very good. So
he's shaky though. He's
shaky. He's a good really solid role player. Don't ask him to be a 20-point a game guy.
He's another I didn't want to pass the Wemby guy.
Because he wants to take all the shots. He wanted to score 25.
He can't though. That's the funny thing.
He just doesn't know. Pop didn't yell at him good enough for him to understand what his role was.
Yell at him good enough.
Okay. Keldon, stop. The ball to Victor. Not Keldon.
Hey man, they're lucky they caught this version of Pop. That's all I can say.
Yeah. Pop 10 years ago
would have had this team running.
Would have been
suicides.
motherfuckering this team up and down.
Army Pop.
Motherfuckering this team up and down. Oh, we love it. I love basketball.
You want to talk about the other series going on? We didn't talk about this in the chat too much. Jamal Murray got a $100,000 fine for throwing a towel and a heating pack at a referee in the game, and got a $100,000 fine.
He threw a towel at him first that they're overlooking. That's what probably led to the $100,000 because they saw that first.
To me, I honestly, I understand Jamal Murray's a star. I get it. It's the defending champs. They're down 0-2. You don't. This seriously would probably cost them the season. Then he cost them the season because you. I don't understand what world we're in where
David Stern would have been turning over in his grave if they would have suspended him.
I probably would not have had a problem with it if he had just, like James said, like if he just threw the heating pad. All right, fine him, warn him. But he threw two things at the referee. Like, in succession, he threw the towel, missed, and threw the heating pad.
Yeah,
like,
it was the same possession.
Like, no, you cannot do that. He has to be suspended for that.
They had it out for that ref. What was that ref?
That's the same ref that was at the game tonight. Yeah. Which I also found hilarious.
Mike Malone got his face too.
That I was just about to say. I found it hilarious that he teed up Rick Carlisle tonight for yelling at him when Mike Malone was squaring up with him. He didn't do anything.
That was probably a point of emphasis. They said that we can't allow that to happen. We got to control the game.
Mike Malone was trying to square up, and he
Queens
just
came
walked
out of Mike
away.
Malone.
Yeah.
Queens came out of Mike Malone. And I don't know where that referee is from, but wherever he's from came out too, because they were barking at each other. The only next step was to throw blows. That was it.
That's it. That was. If you had given Mike Malone another 30 seconds, they would have been fighting. They would have been on the ground. ACLs would have been torn. It would have been a scene. It would have been a scene.
Soon as Mike Malone got in his face, and they because they immediately went to commercial after that, and I came in the chat, and Dylan had laughed at what I said. I said Mike Malone is trying to throw this game away. He's trying to just give it away right now. And then they came back from commercial, and Mike Malone was just sitting in the timeout with the board, and me and Mike said it simultaneously. Mike was like, "Wait, he didn't get a tech or get thrown out." I said, "Yo, that is crazy."
Set the tone.
Unbelievable.
Set the tone for things they'd allow.
Little did we
in
know.
the timeout, X's and O's, bro.
Little did we know that wasn't even the wildest thing that happened to that ref tonight, and he still didn't throw nobody out.
You said after I said the ref set the tone, you said, "Oh, so we're just not ejecting anybody unless we're just punching the referee." Apparently not.
Do whatever you need to do.
Shout out to me being right. Set the tone.
My goodness.
Don't call shit.
Dylan immediately said, "I better not see nobody get thrown out in this game."
I swear to God, if Mike Malone was not going to get thrown out, nobody this game better get thrown out. And surely enough, this Canadian man throwing shit, staying on the side. Canada down bad. You can't it's real bad right now in Canada. You can't send Jim home too. Like it's dangerous out there. It's dangerous over there. You can't do it.
Wild.
Canada's losing real bad, man. Shea comes out second place. Jamal's over here getting fined $100K. Yep. Drake's catching L's.
Drake's catching L's. The $100K is also an insult because, like, what, $100K? Like, you could have fined him more than that. Like,
so since we're on the topic of Canada, nothing has made me happier than seeing all the memes of after the Heart Part 6 came out, and just the internet has completely turned on Aubrey. Completely turned on him. Heel turn.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. Hilarious. And the one thing I kept saying in the chat the other day, I was like, the worst thing that could have possibly happened was Kendrick made an absolute banger of a track in this.
Mm-hmm.
Because now everybody's calling him a pedophile all over the world. All over the world. Even if it's not true. Even if it's not true,
doesn't
the
matter.
fact that it doesn't even matter.
Beat his ass and hide the Bible if God watching.
It's insanity. And then the Joe Budden clip of all them dancing on the grave
that
of his
was
Drake is
funny.
Hilarious.
Oh.
That pod was 4.5 hours long today.
Of just nonsense.
Yo,
of just
4.5 hours long. And I listened to every second of it.
It's every part of the internet this week has been just absolute hilarity. Absolute hilarity. And Drake is down very bad. The Nike shoes you posted, James, the second you said go to the comments, I was floored.
Done.
I was floored.
Done.
The internet is undefeated.
Threes.
The almost 18s.
Almost
18s had me. That was it.
Yeah.
And Anthony's in the group chat. Drake has fed families. Why are we doing this thing?
Yeah.
He ain't feed my family. I've been talking shit on Drake for years. The best part about this whole thing for Drake was some of the best songs he's come out with in the last decade came out in this. So I don't fucking care. Family Matters was good. I turn around. That's good. That's good, Drake. It's better than what I've heard out of his ass in the last 4 albums. I don't fucking care. Give me that Drake on an album.
Push-Ups was good too.
Push-Ups was good. Family Matters was good. The Heart Part 6 is mid. I don't care what anybody fucking says.
It was terrible. It got more dislikes than likes on YouTube right now.
It's unbelievable that people were like, "Oh, that's a good song." He just said, "I didn't do anything. I'm going home."
It has a couple bars in it, but
I get what it was supposed to do, but like you surrendered. You waved your white flag. You waved the white flag. That's it. You went toe to toe with somebody who was ready, somebody who could compete with you on a high level. You lost. It just looks like you just beat up kids who aren't smart enough. Like you saw Meek Mill and like ha 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 ha, food.
Mm-hmm.
And then like Push T couldn't compete commercially, but was giving you bars. You're like, okay, we got this. Got to end. This got to end.
Yep, because that was
And
Anthony's number one argument when it came to Pusha. Oh, he doesn't make any big songs. What was the last big song you heard from Pusha T? The Clips. Ha ha ha. Now what? Now what? And then he made a hit song in
he
the
made
beat.
a hit.
A hit
He hit.
song
He
in the
made a
beat.
song in like he made like 4 different songs in 4 different styles, and this last song he came out with was an absolute banger. Absolute banger.
It's a banger. That
Biggest-
beat, when it
The
comes
biggest
on,
L Drake could have had was not making the biggest hit record in the beef.
Mhm.
Yep.
Dun, 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 dun.
Hurt
Family
his
Matters
soul.
was close.
Dun, dun,
It
dun.
was close, but
Close.
it got stepped on immediately with Meet the Grams. That's the thing. Even though Meet the Grams was dark and it had a lot of stuff in it. It's a very long song, but it wasn't one of the top songs in the battle. But the reason why it was so good is because of the
Diffused it
timing of when it came
immediately.
out. Yep.
Mhm.
Stepped on that
It
song's
didn't
neck.
breathe. Family Matters couldn't fucking breathe. And that was tactical. And he knew what he was doing because that was 30 minutes. I went to bed after I listened to Family Matters just to wake up in the morning like, no fucking way this happened. 30 minutes after.
Yo, I thought Anthony was still talking about the song.
He was.
No,
What?
I thought he was talking about Family Matters, and I was like, "Are you still talking about Drake?" And he was like, "No, Kendrick dropped again." And I was like, "Wait, what?" And I went, and there was another song.
Like, say what you want about Kendrick getting fed information. He was fed that song was getting dropped.
Mm-hmm.
He knew that song was coming out, and he's like, all right, bet. I'll let you get your 30 minutes. Got some for you. Bitch. Unbelievable. Great moment for hip hop. I don't know if we're going to see something like that again.
That was a great weekend for hip hop.
That was a great weekend. Phenomenal. Sorry, like Drake fans are in shambles. This shit doesn't. They're trying to get away from this as soon as possible. They can't handle it.
Drake fans have been the funniest in all of this.
Denial.
They've been the funniest.
Drake's been feeding. Again, I will refer back to Anthony saying Drake's been feeding families for years. Great, he lost. He hasn't fed my family. He hasn't fed your family. Why do we have this blind loyalty? He took an L.
Drake has been extremely quiet on social media.
What can he say? He would have to disable all his comments because he would just get murdered. He would get destroyed by the internet. The internet don't play games.
Mm-mm.
They're killing him on a sneaker drop.
Yeah. I mean, the internet's undefeated. He's never going to win that battle.
And then if you're again, I posted in the chat too, where it's like, you're looking at like the label stuff where it's like, okay, when do we like try to step in here and get things quiet because it's about to start taking care of the bread.
And then somebody
People
got shot.
are not going to want to.
Then somebody
it
got
may
shot.
not be true, but having your guy being called a pedophile all up and down the world right now is not a great look. Especially at Dodger Stadium when it's just like, and when it was played on the NBA playoffs, and at the end of it was certified pedophile, and then goes a commercial. It's insane. It's nasty work.
It's nasty. The TNT was in their bag last night, which I mean, they had time to because Minnesota absolutely obliterated Denver. So, do we think that that's going to happen in Game 3? Now, do we think this is going to be the Jamal Murray revenge game now?
No.
You think it's a
They're
sweep?
in Minnesota though, man. So I think the series is over.
I also think the series is over. The way Minnesota has decided we're going to use the length of this team and smother Jamal Murray, so it's only Jokic who's beating us. We're cool.
I think it's more so that they're forcing Joker to the length is forcing him to make bad passes. That I think is the key.
Or are they bad passes because of the length?
Either or. His turnovers, I think, are a bigger deal because say what you want, Jamal Murray did start to cook a little in the second half, but they was down 30 already, so it didn't matter. They're
not guarding him 94 feet, so it is what it is. But listen, this Minnesota team is much better than I thought they were going to be.
They're much better than I thought they were too.
I thought that going into the playoffs, the worst matchup Phoenix could have gotten would have been them, and it was. And they promptly packed Phoenix up. I didn't think they were going to do this to Denver. I did not think they were going to smother Denver the way they're smothering Denver, but here we are.
I didn't either, but when I saw game 2, I was like, wow. They're in
Yeah,
over their head.
I had to like sit there like, okay, like because Anthony was like, oh, Minnesota in 6. I'm like, I don't know about that. Good thing I said that because it may be Minnesota in 4.
Yeah.
It's just I don't want to bet against this Denver team.
I still think Denver's going to win game 3.
I don't want to bet against this Denver team because again, championship pedigree. Jokic is the best player in the world. Yada yada yada. But Anthony Edwards is.
It's not looking good.
I said at the end of the Phoenix series, Anthony Edwards is the best shooting guard in basketball, right? And he continues to look that way. Say what you want about SGA. SGA scored again, fucking shot 14 free throws last night. Free throw merchant. But he's not as good as Ant. He's not. He like there. Say whatever you want. SGA is not as right now. Ant is probably the best, besides Brunson, the best bucket getter in the playoffs.
Yeah, because you know what? Anthony Edwards said it earlier in the season too. He was like, man, because they had lost against the OKC, and the reporter was saying, what do you see different playing against this team versus the other team? He's like, man, the main thing is I can't guard SGA because they just call fouls on him. Like they just call unbelievable fouls. I can't play defense against him.
Yeah,
And
I'll
then
take
the
the
next-
fine, but this is what's
Yep.
happening.
Yep, he took the fine. So
I really hope that's what we get for the Western Conference Finals. A, because it'll be 2 young teams. We can breathe some life into the NBA. Torch will be passed. Even though Boston will probably just win and be like, we're still here. We're still here. But B, man, those 2 guys, those are the faces of the league.
I mean, one guy is going to be giving you incredible buckets for you to really remember, and the other guy is just going to be shooting.
Stop acting like Shy is not scoring buckets.
Free throw merchant.
I can't. Oh man, I can't wait.
Is he not?
Is he not hitting shots? Is he not getting layups? Is he not getting to the rim whenever
that's
he
because
wants?
you have to back off. You have to back off because
So-
he's getting the calls. It's James Harden all over again.
He is not to that level.
Mike,
He is not. To
what
that
do you
James
have to
Harden
get to
level.
get that level? Would it be shooting like double-digit free throws a game?
No, because it's the style of play. Actually, watch him.
I
James
do
Harden
watch him.
literally would stand there and only do swipe throughs and only jump at people.
How
That is
long
not
until
what
SGA
SGA
really
that's
starts
not
doing
what-
that?
Yo,
Is he
when
doing that right now? Because
when
you're saying he's
SGA
already at James Harden level. Is he doing
when
that?
SGA
Right
He's at James Harden
now?
level
Is
in
he
the
doing
way
that right now?
James Harden wasn't doing that until he started doing that. Right? Because
Yo,
James Harden didn't
the
always
thing-
play that way.
The thing about SGA, the reason why I'm saying it is only because of how he's going about trying to. He's looking for fouls.
He's foul
Just
hunting.
just like as soon as you step up close to him, he's throwing his head back and making it seem like you're making contact with him and you haven't even touched him.
So it's flopping. So you think SGA is flopping?
Yeah,
He's
for
foul
sure. I
baiting.
mean, he's fouled. Yeah, exactly.
So you don't think he's actually getting fouled?
No,
Not all the
there's a
time.
lot there's a lot of plays where you're not even getting contact, and he's making it seem like there was a lot of contact addressed to him, and they're calling foul. It's kind of like the Jordan effect. As soon as you touch him, it's a foul. You breathe on him, it's a foul.
I can't wait for this series. I really can't.
Mike, I don't know why you're ignoring it.
Y'all are over exaggerating it to crazy levels that like Shy is only doing this because he's only getting fouled.
No,
He's not- looking
No.
good right
You're
now.
taking it to
He's
the
cook-
extreme, Michael. Just a third of his production.
I didn't say that.
Yeah, Mike's putting words in our mouths. Again, just a third of his production because he shoots double-digit free throws a game.
So what? Stop fouling. You're saying all he does
Yo,
is
Mike,
hunt
that's so
fouls.
sick. That's so sick.
All he does is hunt for fouls.
Yeah, stop
And
fouling. Hey,
I'm
maybe he
saying
shouldn't be foul baiting.
he's cooked. So you're saying that that's how he's getting his points.
A third of his points, yes. The difference is he has gotten so good at the foul baiting that he also like tries to score on them. Where Embiid, for instance, in the first round against you guys, was foul baiting, was just throwing the ball up and
He was
not
just
trying to
throwing
actually
his
score.
body into people, but he was still making really hard shots. Was he?
Again, I'm not
shots?
saying SGA isn't talented. If that's what you're getting,
that's what it's what it sounds like.
No, but he is a free throw merchant. James Harden, also incredibly talented. Also a fucking wild free throw merchant. Both things can be true.
Can't, like I said, I'm just gonna wait for SGA to
Anthony Edwards is better.
To cook these guys, and then
Anthony Edwards is better.
We'll
better.
We'll see in a week. We'll see in a week, won't we?
Anthony Edwards couldn't hit that fucking post fadeaway over two people. SGA couldn't hit that post fadeaway that it hit.
Really?
Denver.
Yeah. Really? I don't know. He could
in the post. He really could because I've seen him do it. I've seen him do it.
Over two, the way Ant did? Nah, Ant's on a different level right now. Different level right now.
Well, that's why I'm telling you. I don't know.
Tough shot taker, tough shot maker. Anywhere on the floor, I don't give a fuck.
Familiar with SGA's game?
I'm familiar with SGA's game. I watched it last night.
He is very
dog.
Good.
He's a dog. Again, I think you're confusing me calling him a foul baiter. Again, who's guarding him on that Dallas team?
Cooking people and
who's guarding
fouls.
him on that Dallas team?
Searching for fouls.
He absolutely is searching for fouls.
Hey, do me a favor and look at that second clip I just put in the chat, and if you can share your screen. I don't know if we have time.
Yes. Doodly doo. Let me screen here. Here we are, Mike. You ready?
So we go ahead and play it. We're gonna go on YouTube and put together a pieced together clip.
Look at him. Look at him bobbing his head back every time. Look at that. That's a foul.
Look, he's not.
Didn't even touch him.
Now watch Mike defend it. He's gonna defend it.
He didn't get fouled. Like I don't know what you showing one play defines his whole career. Like
all right,
okay, like I said, I'm not gonna argue with y'all. Y'all clearly have it in the narrative that the SGA. That's how he gets points. That he's not out here cooking.
We just caught Mike in real time just now because he said because you was able to find
one play. You're putting one play up, and I'm supposed to say, okay, SGA does this all the time now because we have one play of him doing it. Cool. That's what we're doing. Cool.
Okay, I can get a word in real quick. I can get a word in. The word was when you first saw the clip, you said you're gonna bring up this video with put together clips.
Because I thought it was multiple. I thought it was
and then when you saw
plays.
now, and then your thing changed from because you got multiple clips to now because
I didn't look at the clip. Play. I didn't look at the video. I thought it was going to be multiple clips. It was one play. There is no difference in my argument. It's still the same thing. Because you found one play where he did that does not mean that now all of a sudden that's what he does all the time. That is a foul, Dylan.
No, it's not. Not when you're initiating the contact. That is not a foul.
That is a foul. Like
when you're initiating the contact, that is not a foul.
That's not a foul. He didn't reach in there.
I mean, he can reach and not touch nothing. He didn't touch nothing.
He hit him in the arm. What are you talking about?
Look, they didn't call anything. He's saying head. Hit me in the head. I wish I could share my screen. I wish I could share my screen.
They're not reaching, right? They're not reaching.
So reaching and actually fouling are completely different. You can reach and not touch nothing.
How is he forcing them to reach. That is a foul. Like, I don't know what else to tell you. That is a foul.
No,
That is
no,
a foul.
no. He didn't swipe down.
Oh my God.
He stopped.
Right.
That's not a foul.
Okay. All right.
When you stop swiping, is that a foul?
Okay.
Like,
Listen.
What here?
Okay. It's cool. That's not a foul, right?
Again, he's initiating.
You are not
contact.
able. He can't make you swipe down at the ball.
If you're you can manipulate that, as you saw with Patrick Williams.
That's not a foul. That's not a foul.
I didn't
That's
see this.
good
One.
defense.
I'll re.
That was good defense. That was good defense. That wasn't a foul.
That's also not a foul.
I don't think that's a foul either.
Your boy Caruso. Of course, you're not
Caruso. Oh, kind of lost him there.
That's not a foul either.
That's tricky.
That's also not a foul.
I'd have to see if he went vertical. That was tricky.
That's not a foul.
That's not a foul. Is he look? Tell me where he's looking for a foul.
Right there.
He shot the ball.
When you're pulling up into the arm, you are looking for the foul. When you are pulling up into somebody's arm, that you are looking for the foul.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Why else pull up for that?
Okay.
Show the shorts I just sent.
Okay.
That's also not a foul.
I'm not even looking anymore. We're just out here.
Yo, Mike, it must be a thing because all I did was type in Shea Gilgeous Alexander and put F, and free throw merchant came up.
Okay. What does that mean?
He's a free throw merchant.
I just said it must be a thing because I typed in his name and typed F at the end of his name.
So it means it's a narrative. That's what you're saying.
It is a thing.
I said it must be a thing.
So I'm saying it must be. It's a narrative then.
Okay.
It's a thing.
Is that not the narrative?
Okay, Mike.
You don't have to fill out the bar for it to come up. So that's the narrative on him then, right?
Okay, Mike.
That's a yes or no question. Is that the narrative on him then?
It's facts. Facts. Free throw merchant.
That's cool.
It's not me saying he's not talented. That's wrong. That's wrong of me. But he is a free throw merchant.
That's cool.
Both things can be true. He can be incredibly talented, but he also be a foul hunting little bitch.
So that would mean then, if you play physical with him, if he doesn't get those calls, he would be ineffective, right? Because you're taking a third of his points away.
Correct.
Correct.
So, what happens when he still gets those points?
Is he going to? Again, the guy averages double-digit free throws a game.
So, what happens when he's still effective?
Again,
and starts hitting shots.
So
I'm
again,
sure.
I've never
I'm
said he's
sure.
not talented.
I'm
I've
sure
never
I
said he's
can
not
go
talented.
and check the box scores and find games where he didn't have double-digit free throws and he still had 28, 30 points and 8, 9 assists. I'm
if
sure
he's
I can find.
if he's averaging that, I don't know.
There's not going to be many.
Yeah.
Because then there's also going to be games where he's shooting like 20 free throws. Because that's how averages work. So for every game you show me that he's got like 7 free throws, I'll go find one where he's got like 24 free throws. And then I'll just say, free throw merchant. Again, I'm not saying Shea isn't talented. He can hit shots. But his big thing is he gets your team into foul trouble and he shoots a ton of fucking free throws. And you average 30 and a third of your points come from the line.
So you think it's okay? Like I said, all I'm going to say is okay.
Talented, but he's a free throw merchant. Factually a free throw merchant.
When he's cooking, we'll see next week.
He'll probably be shooting a ton of free throws.
Might see it this week. Might see it this week where he's just cooking guys.
Free throws too.
Just cooking guys.
Because he's shooting a shit ton of free throws.
But then the cop out is, all right, he's cooking guys and they're fouling him. Then you get James's response, which is, Well, they're fouling him because he gets all the calls. You can't have it both ways.
Yes,
Like
you
it's
can.
either you're fouling him or he's cooking you. Like it's not. He's only getting calls. Like you can't have it
He shot
both
fucking
ways.
13 free throws last night.
Okay.
Crazy. Oh, let me see these other games. Let me see what he shot in that New Orleans series. Let me go here.
New Orleans
16.
does not really have defenders.
How many free throws this motherfucker was shooting a game? Oh, that's Pelicans. Why am I looking at that shit?
Because it's the Pelicans you need to look at.
Let's see how many fouls they had.
No, I want to see how many free throws he shot.
In game 4, he shot 7 for 13. Game 3, he shot 7 for 9. Game 2, he shot 4 for 4. And game 1, he shot 6 for 7.
7, 4, 9, 13.
What did he score in those games, James?
Free throw merchant.
Let me see. Game 1, he had 28. Game 2, he had 33. Game 3, he had 24. Game 4, he had 24.
Free throw merchant.
So how many free throws did he have in that 33?
And on 4 free throws? Is that what I heard?
Hmm?
Is that what I heard? 32 points on 4 free throws?
33 points on 4 free throws.
That's a good game.
Done. I don't want to hear your nonsense.
So you have one game.
Now it's
scored
one
30?
game, right? Now it's one game.
No.
Now it's one game.
No, but you have one game where he shoots 4 free throws and scores 30, and then all of a sudden that's your narrative.
He had one game where he had double-digit free throws the entire series. One.
Again, the guy shoots 10 free throws a game for an entirety of 82 games.
Oh, 82 now. Okay.
When you shoot 10 free throws a game for a course of a season, shit happens.
Can't wait, because you're going to get more of that. You're going to just get more of that.
I mean, so far, he's averaging 13 free throws a game in this series, so we'll see.
More of it.
Again, 13 free throws, so we'll see. And again, Luka's also, again, it's crazy that the guys you like are free throw merchants, but also hate James Harden.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
Luka is more of a free throw merchant than SGA. I'm telling you.
That's not true, though. But how can that be true if Luka shoots less free throws a game than Shai does?
Because all you worry about is statistics. You don't watch the game. You don't watch. You can't.
How is somebody a free throw merchant? Tell me what makes somebody a free throw merchant.
And tell me they're the same. They're not the same.
So you're telling me one is a free throw merchant and one isn't based on they shooting free throws less?
They're not the same because you're literally just looking at the box score. Like I heard Charles Barkley say earlier, where if you look at the box score, the Pacers out-rebounded the Knicks on the offensive rebounds. They did a good job. But in reality, in the fourth quarter, the Knicks were killing them on the rebounds and the offensive rebounds in the fourth quarter. The stats are not.
We're not talking that. That's great context.
My point is context. Context. You're just looking at the numbers. Their free throws attempts are the same, so they're the same player. No,
let me ask you this. I never said they're the same player. Let me ask you this. How do you determine whether somebody is a free throw merchant or not?
Look at the way that SGA does not go in there hunting, looking for fouls. Luka goes in there looking to get fouled. SGA is just trying to get buckets, and they're fouling.
That's not true. How is somebody a free throw merchant?
I just told you how.
So not because they shoot a lot of free throws?
Not necessarily. They're going in there looking to get fouled. They're not trying to create an offensive play.
A free throw merchant implies that they shoot a lot of free throws. So
now we're getting literal with the term. This is how I know that your argument is flimsy.
My argument is only because you shoot a lot of free throws.
Trying to specify the definition of free throw merchant. Okay.
When I'm talking about somebody being a free throw merchant, I'm talking about them shooting a lot of free throws. It just happens. I don't really care. They get there.
In my argument, a free throw merchant is somebody looking for fouls. I'm not with Dylan on that. In my argument, a person that's a free throw merchant is looking for fouls. They're playing the game, but they're also looking for fouls. Both can be true because that's how they play. People try to call Brunson a free throw merchant, but that's not the same. He just plays physical. That's a little bit different. With SGA, he is looking for a foul if you touch him. He's looking for
Brunson
a foul.
also really
him.
only shoots like 6 free throws a game, so it's hard to call Brunson a free throw merchant when he's just not shooting a lot of free throws.
That also is not true because he's been shooting free throws the entire playoff.
How many free throws did you shoot tonight, Mike?
He played one half, Dylan.
Again, but if we're going throughout the whole series, Jalen Brunson averaged 6 free throws a game.
Go look at the Sixers series. See how many free throws he had. Because I promise you, he had double digits in all except one, I believe. He lived at the free throw line. Sixer fans were going crazy because all he was doing was shooting free throws.
He was doing the Trae Young thing a lot, which I still don't understand how that was supposed to be taken out of the game, and he got calls for that.
A couple players have done it this playoffs.
I saw Dante do it earlier tonight.
Brunson is one of those weird ones where Brunson scored fucking 40 points a game, so he's absolutely going to be fucking shooting a ton of free throws. But in the regular season, Brunson shot 6 free throws a game, so I'm not calling him a free throw merchant because that's not his style of play. 7 free throws in game, what is this? 3. The last 2 games, 5 and 4, he was double digits. Game 3, he was not. He had 7.
Game 1, he had 6 free throws. Game 2, he had 9. Game 3, he had 12.
So he had 3 under 10.
Game 5, he had 9. Game 6, he had 16.
So he was under double-digit free throws multiple times.
You can try it and literal me to death. It's fine.
If you shoot a lot of free throws, you're a free throw merchant.
What you're doing, it's cool.
However,
you're not going to.
Jalen Brunson,
I know what SGA is. It's cool.
He shoots a lot of free throws. Free throw merchant.
It's cool.
Brunson's also averaging fucking 40 a game, so I don't understand.
He's gonna drop 30
on 4 free throws.
Yeah.
Every game. He's not going to get to the line.
No, because they may be fouling him.
Nah. That's not how that's going to work, pal.
They may foul him.
That guy shoots free throws.
He gets fouled.
That guy is a person who shoots free throws.
He's not hunting for the fouls.
Don't matter. He shoots a lot of free throws. That's why he's a free throw merchant.
Exactly. You're playing the literal game. We're cool. We're all.
I don't. It's implied in the name. It's implied in the name. If I am a rock climber, I am somebody who climbs rocks. Right? It's in the name. It's in the name. If I am a surfer, I am somebody who surfs. It's in the name.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm a free throw merchant, I shoot a lot of free throws.
Hey Mike, do you think Brunson looks for the fouls?
I think he switches it on and off. I think there are times where he does look for fouls.
Yeah, like ebbs and lows based on the game and everything like that. He gets a little more physical than not, and all that stuff like that.
But I think he's a physical player. I think that he gets fouled a lot.
Yeah.
So I think he puts the pressure on the referees because he gets fouled a lot. Hey, they're fouling me every time, so I'm going to make sure you see that I get fouled.
Do you think SGA is a physical player and gets fouled a lot?
I think he gets fouled a lot. I think he gets fouled because he can get to the hole very easily.
I think SGA gets fouled on plays that aren't even headed towards the basket. I think he's
flopping all the time.
I think he's flailing. I think he backs up and he gears up like he's about to do something, and the moment that they kind of like cut him off, he flails and they call foul. He posts up. His post shot is very similar to the Sean Livingston shot where it always looks like a foul.
That's a good point.
I disagree. That's all. I disagree.
That's a very good point. That is a better point than I made.
I don't think he's looking for. He's going in there looking to just. I'm not even trying to get a shot. I'm just going to get fouled. I don't think that's what.
No, I see. That's also not what I said though. I think he does play ball. He plays ball, but I think that also with his style of play, the reason why he's been more effective than none, which is crazy because he shot more free throws last year.
Kind of always been a free throw merchant. I started seeing it last year. I didn't believe it until I started paying attention more this year. Because I, for one, was like, I don't know. There's got to be something here. And then I saw it this year. I'm like, oh, yep, no. Nope.
You know, I like SGA a lot. SGA
I do
a lot.
too. I do too. Mike just thinks we hate him now.
It's clear you do.
I don't. I just think Anthony's better.
Mike it takes as a personal attack if you don't say anything negative about his favorite players, though.
Mike's looking at me like I punched his dog.
You're saying that he's not that good. Like, I don't understand.
No, I never came out of my mouth.
What you're saying, you're not saying the words, but you're insinuating it.
I'm not insinuating that. I'm insinuating he shoots free throws.
You sat here a few minutes ago and said if you take the calls away from him, he's not going to be as effective. That he's not that good.
If you took 10 free throws a game away from him, is he scoring 30?
He's already done it in these playoffs.
Going based off of
he's already done that in these playoffs.
If you go based off the stats of the season for 82 games, he averages 30 and he shoots 10 free throws a game. You take 10 free throws a game away from him, he is no longer averaging 30. So by your logic,
27.
By your logic,
because how many of those free throws is he making?
How many? What's his percentage?
I thought his percentage was 87. Mike, is Embiid a free throw merchant?
Yes.
Is he a really good player?
Yes.
So both things can be true.
I'm not saying that they can't be.
So he shoots 87% from the line. So he's going to make 8 out of 10. If you take 8 points away from him, he averages 22 points a game. If you score 8 less points a game, are you now not as effective as you were?
Yes.
Yes. There you go.
But again, you're just doing a black and white, no context. Like, just take these points away from him. Just take the points away.
Than that.
Let's take the points away. Let's not add context to whether or not he was fouled or not. Let's just take it away. Like, it doesn't, like, poof, doesn't happen. It doesn't matter if he got fouled.
In an instance in which we were talking about taking away throws,
what are we doing?
All the context
because the argument again is not whether or not he's getting fouled. That is what I'm telling you. He's getting fouled. That's why he's going to the free throw line. He's getting fouled. It's not that he's just going out there like James Harden would, where he would literally get the ball, put it down, and then swipe through you to get fouls. That is, to me, a free throw merchant that is not trying to play the game. He's just trying to get calls. SGA does not do that. SGA gets the ball and he hoops. And he hoops and he gets fouled. That is what I am saying.
That's where we differ. But you're holding me accountable to your definition and not the definition that I'm using. For what I'm saying.
I want to be clear that me and Dylan, even though we have
you're using
a similar argument,
the same terminology, the same argument, but it means two different things. That's what y'all are telling me.
No, I don't believe in James's argument.
What I'm saying is, so I believe what you're saying, Mike. He does play the game. He plays the game. But at the same time, that's why I brought up the Joel Embiid analogy, because it's the same thing. He's a ball player. He's a dog. He goes out there. He's nasty and all that stuff like that. But he's still a free throw merchant. Now the way he goes about it may be completely different from how Trae Young does it, very different from how James Harden does it, very different from how Joel Embiid does it. But he is still a free throw merchant in how he goes about it. It's just a different way of how he goes about it.
And when you asked me if I thought he was on the same level as James Harden, I said no, and you both said yes, he is.
He is in the sense of him
He
in the
does not play
word.
the game the
No,
way that
no.
James Harden
Yeah,
plays.
no,
They are
that's why I
different.
agree. No, yes, I agree with you. But he's the same in the definition of the word of what I'm saying. He's the same to the word.
So
They may
He
again,
take
doesn't play
different
the same
paths
way.
to the destination,
so
but they
again,
get to the same place.
y'all are just being very literal right now.
No,
That's what you're
no,
doing.
no, no. I didn't want every scenario to be as much as I can. I don't know what you want from me. I don't know what you want from me at this point. I've brought
I've
up
said
many
I think Shea
analogies.
is a baller, but he shoots a lot of free throws. That's it. That's it.
I don't think shooting a lot of free throws makes you a free throw merchant. I think about how you get free throws makes you a free throw merchant, and how you look to get fouls is free throw merchant. Shooting a lot of free throws doesn't really mean anything. Allen Iverson went to the foul line a lot. It didn't make him a free throw merchant.
It
He
does for
got fouled
Dylan.
a lot.
Yeah, it makes you a free throw merchant. I think we're mixing the definition that I have for free throw merchant and foul baiter.
Yeah,
I have two different definitions. They're not combined into one. They're two mutually different things. Because James Harden's absolutely a foul baiter. He's a manipulator of the rules to get fouls, as is Embiid. I don't think Shai is a manipulator of the rules.
Like there's ways about going about it. Shea has some cool to him. He has you know what I'm saying, he has some
He's got the
he
fact that he's a hooper
yeah, he
right there with
cares
him.
about how he gets his fouls, but he definitely looks to get some fouls. Like he's not out here doing Chris Paul swim throughs. He's not out here doing Chris Paul, Trey Young stop in front of yous. He's not putting he's not swiping through when he goes to the basket like James Harden. He's not doing those things, but in a more natural way. He's doing it in a more natural way. So like I'm gonna drive by you and I know the contact is coming. The ref knows the contact is coming. So I'm gonna flail even if there isn't any contact, and because they think there is going to be contact automatically, they're going to give it to me. That's playing the game smart, but it also is foul baiting and free throw merchant in a way. You got to think about it. Like it's smart, but it doesn't take away from what he is actually doing.
So you're having it both ways.
Huh?
You're having it both ways.
Who's having it both ways? He or I?
You're having it both ways. You're saying that yeah, he's a hooper, he does that, but he also does foul bait and he does free throw merchant.
Yeah, I said that. Yes, and I said both things can be true. I'm not saying that just because he shoots a lot of free throws, it makes him automatically that, because that's just not fair. There's a lot of people that go to the free throw line because they play aggressive, they play physical, they get fouled, the refs call a foul. That's just what it is.
That's me. I just don't think Shea's foul baiting. Because he doesn't do what Harden does. So why would I call him that?
But the clips I sent are I know we're probably running out of time here, but the clips I sent, when you guys get a chance to take a look at it, you'll be able to see what I am talking about. And Dylan, if you agree with those, you don't have to send any more clips. But if you don't agree with those and you have other ideas of what he's doing, you can send something else. But those clips I sent is what I'm talking about when I say him doing those things is making it seem like they're natural movements to get fouls when they aren't. He's just playing the game within the game, which is smart, but it doesn't take away from what he's actually doing. He's still.
And I understand that. I don't think he's manipulating the way Harden and Embiid does. I think he knows what the fuck he's doing. Mike, I never said he does what Harden does, but they have the same result.
I asked you that.
But I never.
We
said
had a
he
whole
does the
argument
same
about
thing.
it, and now we're flipping it like it never happened. I don't
They
know.
have the same result.
I don't know what
They
else
have
to
the
do.
same result.
Like, hey,
I said that. I said it doesn't make him any better than James Harden because it's the same result.
Just one's manipulating the rules. Harden. Jimbo Harden.
SGA is going to be holding the Magic Johnson Trophy in 2 weeks. That's all I know. That's all I know.
He's gonna be holding.
Can't hold that if you don't win.
He's gonna be holding the Magic Johnson Trophy in 2 weeks.
Can't hold that when Anthony Edwards is holding it.
The Magic Johnson Trophy. I forgot what trophy is that.
That's the
Western Conference.
Western Conference.
That
Okay.
stupid Western Conference MVP.
Because for some reason
created out of nowhere.
I was like, did I
James was like, what the fuck?
Did they
James was like, what the fuck are they talking about?
I don't give a fuck about
like,
that
what?
damn trophy.
The what trophy?
I don't care about no goddamn Magic Johnson Trophy. What's the East Coast Trophy?
Larry Bird.
Oh my god.
Hang it right next to the in-season tournament banner.
Oh man!
See you next
Cue
week,
the
guys.
meme with the guy with all the trigonometry. Think that was James? And he was like, "What the fuck are they talking about?"
What? Magic Johnson Trophy.
Nobody give a fuck about that. Put that in your accolades. Oh, what is your Hall of Fame? Oh yeah, I got the Magic Johnson Western Conference Finals MVP.
Holy shit!
Some
No
loser's
disrespect.
gonna use that though.
Oh,
when we're talking about
20
why
years
Steph
from now?
deserves to be the top 10
Oh.
players of all time, we're like, oh yeah, well Steph's got he's got one Finals MVP, but he's also got the first ever Western Conference Finals MVP.
But not only that,
dorks.
whenever the next LeBron comes out, and they're gonna be like, "But he's got 6 Larry Bird MVP trophies. LeBron ain't got none of them."
Mm-hmm.
Fuck out of my face! Get out of my face! Please get out of my face with that.
What award is going to be turned into the LeBron James Award?
I don't know.
In-season tournament.
Maybe.
The LeBron
first to
James
win it.
in-season tournament MVP? That is disgusting.
That is insulting.
That is nasty work.
Insulting.
If I'm LeBron and they ever try to give me that honor, I'm like, I'm good.
They're gonna give Steph Curry. They're gonna
I'm
name
good.
the 3-point contest after Steph.
Oh, they have to. Fuck
They're
the
gonna
Sprite
definitely-
or Starry 3-point contest. It's the Steph Curry Award.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely
It should be
gonna
the
do
Joe
that.
Harris Award, but
Oh
that's a
my
different
God.
conversation.
It's time to wrap it up, guys. It's time to wrap it up. Hit the like, share, subscribe button. Hit the notification button for when we go live for post game lives.
Mike, let me get one of
Yes.
those bing bongs, man.
Oh yeah, you came in late. Yeah. Dylan didn't want me to play it because
I know. I just think 'cause you guys aren't the Bing Bong Knicks
Bang,
anymore. You
bing,
gotta move
bang,
past that.
Bing bang, bing bang, bing
Nah,
bang,
man.
bing
Whenever
bang.
we win and we take over the streets, we're bing bong Knicks.
absolutely
Didn't the
They
Bing
probably-
Bong Knicks not make the playoffs?
doesn't matter
That's why I'm like, why would you want to be that?
because we're in the playoffs now.
Not Bing Bonging.
The Knicks tape team didn't win the championship, but we're still Knicks tape.
Knicks tape.
Shouldn't be.
The Knicks tape still always and forever.
The only reason I don't say anything about you putting the guy because he's at every fucking game doing that. He's the only one still doing that. So he gets to live. He gets to live in infamy. I don't even know what to call him.
I don't know what
I
to
need
call
to
him
find-
either.
I
I
have
need
to
to find
just
some Stephon Marbury memes. I need to find some of those.
Steph Marbury being at these games and cheering like him and John Starks are doing my heart. So
John Starks
Yes.
is drunk at every game. John Starks and Larry Johnson are drunk at every game.
seeing John Starks and Marbury coach the team from the sideline, from out of bounds, like it's an AAU game, does
Mhm.
my heart so well. Because, oh man, seeing seeing Marbury helping up Precious Okura when he went flying into the ground. Get up,
Mhm.
get up,
Get up,
go,
get back on the court.
go. Oh, Brooklyn wishes they had
nothing
legends
makes
like
me happier than seeing like the Instagram clips of Stephon Marbury like traveling to these games.
Yep.
I
A
want to
part of me wants him to just be like, "Hey, I'm gifting the entire roster a pair of Starberries."
Word, yo. He's I heard him on, not to plug another podcast, but he was on the Mellow 7 p.m. in Brooklyn podcast.
Mello's pod gets plugged on.
He was on the 7 p.m. in Brooklyn
We stand
podcast.
Mellow here.
And he's gonna
Second
try
best
to
Nick in 20 years.
Yes.
he's gonna try to be the next Spike Lee. I can see it. He's trying to be the next Spike Lee, bro.
When is Stephon Marbury ever going to get into the fucking Hall of Fame? Because he
I
needs to
don't know.
be
He
in.
deserves it.
He needs to be in.
He can
He
make a
deserves it.
strong case for it. way
He's
he
the greatest
globalized the
Chinese
game,
basketball player
way he-
ever.
The way he globalized the game, yes. Yeah, and I said it, globalized the game. Stephon Marbury.
He just gets a bad rap because of the Vaseline.
And his last tenure in the NBA didn't go great.
Didn't end well.
Didn't end well with the Knicks either, but it's like, okay,
Didn't end well.
cool. But
And
he
then,
turned around in China. The New Yorker in him is the only reason he's here, because he definitely got hate for that organization, but he loves New York so much.
That's a fact.
He probably tries to spit on Dolan wherever he's around.
Listen, if Dolan wants us to win a championship for real, he needs to lift the ban on Charles Oakley. If he does that and lets Oak in the building for a playoff game,
he'll never do that though, because
he'll never do that. Place would go berserk if we saw that.
He'll never do it, and Oakley probably will never come because of that. Pause. No Diddy. He probably
There you go. There you go. You corrected yourself.
He probably won't show up unless the legacy.
Unless they got to the finals, you think maybe?
No, I think the legacy guys would be like, come on.
Yeah, the legacy Knicks like Spreewell,
it's bigger than you.
Patrick Ewing, and all them. They
be like, yo, the boys is in the finals, man. You got to show up. You got to show love. The city needs you. The city needs it. Oh,
and the fact that they'll look at Oakley as a bigger figure than Dolan at that moment, he wouldn't allow that to happen.
Yeah, Dolan would be the one that needs to convince him. I think they could get Oakley in the building. It's Dolan's petulant child ass that needs counseling.
He's not going to let him back.
But man, that would lift the curse. That would lift the curse. If he did that the curse is gone.
I think selling the team would lift the curse.
That would probably instantly lift the curse.
You guys may win right away. It's like when the Raptors fired Dwayne Casey. Instantly won the second he leaves.
Kawhi Leonard helped too. Because I'm pretty sure they could have won the title with Dwayne Casey if he had.
I don't know. Dwayne Casey was too busy getting bumped out of the first round like 6 out of 7 years, so he definitely needed to get fired.
I mean, LeBron James does exist though, because that was also the first year LeBron wasn't there.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Hey, he was getting bumped by Paul Pierce in the Brooklyn Nets. He was getting bumped by Paul Pierce in the Washington Wizards. He was getting bumped by LeBron James.
And then it was LeBron.
Listen, at some point, when is it okay to fire somebody? Because if you lose in the first round 5 out of 6 years in a row, you got to fire somebody.
When you win Coach of the Year, clearly you're doing something right.
George Karl
is a despicable human.
Got fired after winning Coach of the Year.
No one likes him.
Again, but like there's other examples of guys getting Coach of the Year again.
Monty Williams shouldn't have got fired.
Monty Williams should have never gotten fired.
And Phoenix is now cursed.
And Matty Sheba is going to run that franchise to the ground. We're going to get fucking unhinged billionaire ruins franchise.
Phoenix is now cursed. So there you go, James. Phoenix is now cursed.
Monty was a fucking scapegoat. No. I got you, Kevin Durant. You didn't win right away. Fired. Okay. That's not how it works, Matty Sheba. Go sell some more houses, you fucking dork.
I'm loving Dylan calling people dorks and losers.
Rick Carlisle's a fucking loser.
You loser, do they have me in tears? Go hit the showers, you loser. What a loser. He was like, what a loser.
I know me calling people dorks tickles you a little bit. So every time I say it in the chat, I just imagine you fucking laughing.
Fucking idiot. Oh, man. Close this out, Mike.
Yeah, Mike. End it.
I'm just letting y'all go, have fun calling people losers.
And dorks. Keep fucking around. You'll be on the dork list, Mike.
What I was saying was we'll see about post game live Friday for game 3. I don't know what Dylan's doing. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be busy, so probably have to catch us on Sunday. Post game live could be a completely different series by the time Sunday rolls around.
Mother's
But
Day.
yeah, we might as well
Pray for me
that.
this week, guys, because it's gonna be my first weekend with me and the babies by myself. So
I
yeah,
wouldn't wish that on anybody. I had to bring both the kids to baseball practice yesterday. I hated it.
yep. I'm gonna have to bring both of the kids to Kenzie's gymnastics class on Saturday. It's gonna be me and the girls by myself from Thursday to Monday.
T's and P's. Thoughts and prayers.
Yeah.
T's and P's in the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, wouldn't wish that on nobody.
It's going to be rough. But thank you for joining us. You know how we close this out after Nick Victory. There's only one way. There's only one song to play. So we go play
Knicks
this
and
song.
Sace.
Gonna get on out of here. Thank you. Good night. And I'm gonna put the picture up again, Dylan. Picture goes up again.
Well, just like that. Look who's